sage to cleanse the space. Three chimes to bring in positive energy. Again, this is a general reading for the water signs of Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. If you have Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer anywhere in your birth chart, this is your reading. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. You know what is for you and what is not for you. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you. My name is Greta. I am an intuitive reader. First and foremost, I do trust my intuition during a reading. I do look at the sun placement, the moon placement, and the other planetary placements to get a good idea of the energy that may be surrounding you at this time. But again, first and foremost, I do rely on intuition. If at any time during this reading you have a question, please do write that in the comment box, and I will be very happy to answer that question for you. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. If you have Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio anywhere in your birth chart, this is your reading. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the water signs. What would you like the water signs to know or to be aware of during or for this reading? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the water signs. Again, my name is Greta. I am an intuitive reader. If you do have any questions or comments, do write those in the comment section, and I will be very happy to answer those questions for you. Thank you. And the foundation, the basis of this reading is the Hierophant card. Higher knowledge, higher education, seeking a higher truth, the spiritual truth. And that is backed. Hi, Lucky, how are you this evening? And that is backed by the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is really about our passions, our desires, and the spark that gives us the energy to continue on our life's path, our soul, our intuition, our guiding light. And so seeking higher knowledge, seeking higher wisdom, and following our soul's path, following our guiding light. And let's see how that plays into the rest of your reading this evening. And we start. I do very much hope that you do receive positive vibes here, Lucky. I am all about positive vibes. The law of karma is the energy that we create, the energy that we put out is the energy that the universe reflects back to us. Yes, most definitely. I do appreciate you keeping it positive, and I as well try to keep it very positive. Our thoughts create our reality, and we can change our reality simply by changing our thoughts. I generally do believe that, and I hope that all my listeners that tune in are firmly believe in that too, and are always looking for positive reinforcement. And I love that we're talking about positive reinforcement when we start off with that Nine of Pentacles. I like to call the Nine of Pentacles the pre-manifestation card. It's the creating the environment to manifest, the creating the environment, bringing things into our environment and connecting and working with the things in our environment in order to create, in order to manifest. And that is followed by the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is taking a break, taking a step back, taking time out to reevaluate and to focus our thoughts, our energy, and to process. And that is followed by the Four of Pentacles. And when we see two fours or any combination of numbers back to back like that, that is Spirit's way of confirming that number. And so the number 4 in tarot represents stability, endurance, achievement. And I like the simplicity of that. The simpler we can keep our, the simpler that we can keep our wants to achieve, the more achievable they become. But we see the Four of Pentacles, and it's about achieving balance. And while achieving that balance, protecting our chakras, if we look closer at that pentacle, we can see there's the crown chakra, there's the heart chakra, and the root chakra. And so it's about finding balance and protecting our chakras, followed by the Hangman. And the Hangman is about seeking enlightenment. And this is seeking enlightenment by choice. It's a little bit different than a spiritual awakening. Many times when we experience a spiritual awakening, it's not by choice. Many times a spiritual awakening is brought on by either an emotional or physical trauma, or a combination of the two. But when we look closer at the Hangman and the story behind the Hangman, he has chosen to hang himself on the tree of enlightenment. And in your public life, in your work life, in your career life, what I can see is that there's change here. And this change is causing you to seek stability. What I can, change is a constant. Many times I think that change is the only certainty in life. And we can try to prepare for change. We can try to, control change. But the only thing that is for sure about change is that it is constant and it is never going to go according to plans. We can fight it or we can go with the flow. And I like to think of that. It's almost kind of like going with the flow with change. When I think of Bob Ross, and he would be painting and then he would just say, well, there's another happy little accident. I think we're going to make that into a tree, or I think I'm going to make that into a rock. And that is really about going with the flow of change. And the more that we're able to go with the change, go with the flow, the more creative, the more productive, and the more beautiful that is. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the water signs of Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. And that is followed by the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is about groups, meetings, togetherness, perhaps maybe a gathering of family, a gathering of friends, followed by the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is the richest, the wealthiest card in the deck. If we look closer at that King of Pentacles, we can see that he has the abundance. So not only does he have the coin, but he also has all of the other things that go along with wealth. Followed by the Six of Wands, the victory card, achieving victory. And this is the victory that we have won, the respect, the admiration of the crowd. We have won the crowd. We have won over the masses. Followed by the Ten of Pentacles, or excuse me, the Ten of Swords. And this card is not as ominous as it initially looks. The really ominous card is the Nine of Swords, which is the card that comes directly before this. And that Nine of Swords really indicates suffering, and stress and sleepless nights and anxiety. But here in the Ten of Swords, we see that that is coming to an end. Hi, is it Challie? Hi, Challie. My name is Greta. I am an intuitive reader. If at any time during this reading you have a question, do write that in the comments box, and I would be very happy to help you find an answer to the question. Thank you. Hi, Niku. Okay. Shaylee. Thank you, Shaylee. Sorry about that mispronunciation. Yes. And so, Niku, you are wanting to know, can you tell me current feeling of shyly for Nikia? And what is that no C? What does that NC mean? And what is Nia's zodiac sign? And what is Shylai's zodiac sign? Okay, no contact. And so is that a no contact by your choice, or is that no contact by whose choice, or is it by what choice is that no contact? Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you. And so anytime that somebody is having a no contact, or somebody chooses no contact, that is by choice. And so that is your answer. That is your answer. If they want no contact, that's a no contact. That is their answer. That is their choice. That is telling you everything that you need to know. Okay, thank you. And Lucky, when is your birthday? And Lucky, what exactly is your zodiac sun sign? Okay. May 30th. Let me just double check on that. Okay, thank you. And okay, thank you. On Monday. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And so you are a water sign. I tell you, the water signs this year, Cancer, when Cancer season came in, it really came in with a lot of water, a lot of feeling, a lot of emotions for everyone, and especially for the zodiac signs. And now that we're getting ready to head into Leo season, things are kind of starting to calm down. But we did start this reading with the career for the water signs. And we started off with this beautiful Nine of Pentacles, which is I like to call this the pre-manifestation card. It's the getting ready. It's the creating the environment to achieve our goals, the creating the environment to manifest what it is that we would like to manifest. But it's saying, especially because on this we had the Hierophant, Lucky, were you continuing your Sorry about that. My microphone went dead. Can you hear me a little bit better now? Yeah, my voice started to crack. Thank you for letting me know that. So I think that I have another microphone. I put that other microphone on. And so, Lucky, I was talking about this Nine of Pentacles in your career section, which is indicating, I like to call this my pre-manifestation card. It's the setting of the environment, the creating of the environment in order to reach your goals or in order to manifest. And it looks like you are in the perfect energy of that pre-manifestation. And the strange thing about your cards continuing on, other than being in a state of manifestation, creating a place where you can reach your goals and achieve your dreams and find that position that you're looking for, is that it's the higher education card. And so I'm wondering, is there a continuing education or a degree that needs to be completed or finished, or are you just finishing up with your degree? And then there's also the taking a pause, taking a break, and then the Hangman. And so it's almost like Spirit is asking you, Spirit is guiding you to um, increase your uh, okay, like like to network and to put yourself out there. It's like maybe we have the hands on, but there's still something lacking. There's still something missing. And that something missing seems to be in the spiritual or emotional development. And because of that spiritual and emotional development, it's asking you to make connections with people that are in your field. And I do know, especially, oh, well, I'm so glad. Congratulations on finishing college and you're waiting for the interview. Okay. And so when you go into that interview, I believe some of the key points that they are going to be looking at is your emotional intelligence. And so as you're prepping, as you're preparing for that interview, prepare using those types of questions, the ones, so many times you can go online, and online they'll have like interview prep, and they'll give you like a list of 100 or 200 questions that you can use for that interview prep. And when you're looking through and practicing that interview prep, look for the ones that are really dealing with the emotional intelligence and looking at how you build and work on creating solid relationships. I think that is your key to finding that position that you're looking for. Yes, yes. You know what? And success uh, is it 90% preparation? Is that what I've heard, or something? You know which saying I'm talking about is that, yes. And so again, when you go into that interview, I think where they're going to uh, try to get you, and what's going to get your foot in the door, and I believe get you this position, is it's going to be more about building working relationships and finding solid answers on building those working relationships. And that, again, just demonstrates your emotional intelligence. Thank you. What is your number? Okay, so Naku, I'm sorry that I was cracking up on that answer and that you couldn't hear me on that answer, but I did answer your question. Okay. I asked if that no contact was by someone's choice, and you said yes, that no contact was by someone's choice. And any time someone has or takes a stance of no contact, that is what they're feeling. They're feeling like they do not want contact. And so that is your answer. Thank you, Lucky. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate that. And congratulations on graduating. Congratulations on graduating college, and congratulations on that interview. That interview, I really do believe, is going to be very successful for you. You are really going in with the right attitude. Thank you. I'm glad that that was the answer that you wanted to hear. And many times, even like at the beginning of my reading, I do talk about intuition and learning to trust your intuition. And I think that tarot readings and also horoscopes are an important tool in learning to trust our intuition, if only to verify what we already know to be true. Yes, education. I am all for higher education. And that came up right for you. It's like the higher education and the Queen of Wands, which is our intuition. And so, yes. Oh, and look, you're really getting some really wonderful cards here with that. Ten of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. And again, the water signs of Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancers, this Cancer season has really been very emotional. There's been a lot of baggage and a lot of emotions for us all to process, but that's really starting to level out and calm down now. Did anybody else have a question before I continue with the reading? Hey, is that Sharina? Surina, Sharina Willis? And by nature, water signs are, by nature, water signs are, but that's good. That's good. I think it's better to be maybe a little too emotional than a little too closed off. That's okay. That's okay. Thank you. I'm glad I got your name right, Sharia. Sharina, I'm awful with names. November 20th. Okay, so you are not a Libra. Are you a Sagittarius? Did you have a question? If not, I will just continue with the reading. And if at any time during this reading, if you have a question, do write that in the comment section. Again, my name is Greta. Oh, you're Scorpio. Okay. Oh, you think I would be a little bit better than that. Thank you. Thank you. Um, but yes, Scorpio. And so, what was your question? You have a nice final message here. Yeah, I usually have all of that. With names and dates, I'm terrible. And so, November 20th is Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, oh, Scorpio, yes. So, you are on the cusp of Sagittarius. And so when your birth date really falls that close to another zodiac sign, they'll say that you're on a cusp. And especially when you're on a cusp like that, I do recommend that you go online where you can have a free birth chart done. And with that free birth chart, you just put in your name, your date of birth, the time of your birth, and the location. And they will send you several pages that includes each planetary placement in your birth chart and what that means to you. And so you will have a lot of Sagittarius and a lot of Sagittarius characteristics in your planetary placement. So especially if you're on the cusp like that, I do recommend that you go and have one done for free. I mean, it's free. I think I had mine done a few years ago, and I think it took like a day, and they sent it back to me. And I really did enjoy that. It really does talk about your strengths and your weaknesses. hmm And so what is going to happen in your future? That is a really, really general statement. And so you're the one that decides what's going to happen in your future. The decisions that you make today are going to affect your future. Our future and time is very fluid and very malleable. And so many times when a fortune teller or a tarot card reader or a psychic is looking at your future or looking towards your future, that's just one possible outcome. And when we look at that outcome could very easily and very quickly change by one decision that you make. It's almost kind of like the butterfly effect, which is why we were talking about earlier about positive energy and sharing positive energy. It's almost like when I see the Wheel of Fortune card come up, that Wheel of Fortune card is really just will come up into a reading to let you know that you have the energy and you are in the state of being able to choose the outcome of your future by the thoughts, by the words, by the actions, and by the emotions that you're putting into any given situation. It's almost like if you're having a tower moment or a tower year, like I had a tower year a few years ago, but it's the more positive that you can put in that, the more positive, the more gratitude that you can get out of that negative situation, the more it's going to turn around to serve you in a positive way. Oh, an early morning baby. Yes. And so, was there one specific aspect of your future that you would like me to look at? There's a little bit of a time lapse, so it gets a little bit awkward here sometimes. Love. Oh, we all want to know about love. We all want to know about love, and all meaningful love starts with us learning to love ourselves. And so let's have one card for Shrina about love. Let's see, what do we have about love? What are our thoughts on love? One message, one card for Shrina about love. Oh, it looks, we asked for a card about love and we have the Five of Cups. And the five in tarot represents change, represents uh, almost a little bit of chaos, a little bit of confusion. And the cups are dealing with our thoughts, our feelings, and emotions. And here I see you looking at the past. I don't know if you've recently gotten out of a relationship or a relationship recently ended, but it looks like you're still looking back at that past relationship. And because you're still looking back at that past relationship and not processing, you're not seeing the Two of Cups that are here. So we can see in the past there's three spilt cups. But we're so busy looking at the spilt cups that we're not seeing the filled cups that are right here in our present. Yes. And so that is source, that is spirit letting us know that it looks like there's still some healing that needs to occur from this or over this past relationship. And again, it I know it sounds so cliche, and I wish there was a different answer that I can give, but it's really about learning to love ourselves and learning to forgive, not only forgiving others, but forgiveness of ourselves. And many times when we're stuck at looking at a past relationship, it's like, now that we're out of that relationship, or now that that relationship is over, we see all the red flags that we didn't see. We see all of the things that we overlooked. We see all of the things that we accepted and that we decided to continue. We decided to continue. And there is a lot of forgiveness to ourselves that needs to occur. But Source is saying that there's still something from that past relationship that needs to be healed. Yes, and I'm looking at that bottom of the deck. It happened to show up there, and that's the Two of Swords. And so there's still something in that that you're not seeing. And honestly, many times if we talk with really close family members and really close friends, and let them know that we're still working through and we're still trying to process, many times they will help shed light on that. And yes, and it looks like there was some underlying tension in that past relationship too, as well. That there was a lot of tension and a lot of redirection of promises. It's like they would make promises and then they would go back on their promises, or that we would make plans and then we would make plans, or we would say something and then um, it would it would be like the next day, no, we didn't say that. So there was a lot of redirect. I'm sorry that that happened to you. Yes, but now you're in a space of healing. Let's put that in a positive spin. Now you're in a place of healing, and when we're in a place of healing, and we look at that and we direct that, and we learn to set boundaries for ourselves. We know that when we're ready and that next relationship comes in for us, it's just going to be all that much better because we've learned. When we learn, we're not destined to repeat the same mistakes. Final thoughts, final messages. And I love that because we're talking about love. So it looks like love is coming in for you. This too is talking about healing relationships. And so or there is someone close to you that can help you heal. It's going to take time, it's going to take focus. And I like to call this my slow and steady card. If we look, because we're talking about cups again, and cups is about feelings and emotions. But if we can see how carefully he's guarding what he has in that cup and how slow and steady his steed is. And so don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. If we're not in a hurry when we're healing, we can really build a solid foundation for ourselves. And that is followed by the Queen of Cups. I like to call this my a lot card. And why I say that, if we look closer, we can see she has all of this abundance and she's surrounded by all of this abundance. And she even has like the cherubs looking out and watching over her. But look closely at her face. It's almost like it's too much. She doesn't know where to start. She doesn't know where to begin. And I think that this is letting us know that the more good you look for, the more good you are going to find. And so we see what we look for. If we look for the negative, if we look for what's wrong, that is what we are going to see. If we look for the positive, if we look for the good, that is what we're going to see. And if we let go of the things that are no longer serving us, that allows room for the good, for the things for our benefit to come in. I also believe, the full moon this week is in Capricorn, and that is going to put the water signs in a perfect position to form deeper and more meaningful connections. You have a unique ability to understand others and to also put yourself in your shoes, or put yourself in their shoes. And since you have that unique ability to put yourself in another person's shoes, you're going to have the unique ability to offer someone help. I don't know if it's through helpful words or helpful advice. I know we were talking about reaching out to close family and friends um, about maybe some of the red flags that we missed and things like that. I believe that if you do reach out to close friends or to trusted family members, that in an attempt for you to find clarity during that conversation, they are going to find clarity as well. And you're going to heal each other. And I think that that's what this is, a healing conversation. And always, always seek confirmation and seek clarity. We all have a trusted friend or family member that we can go to, that we can share with, even if the only thing we're doing is springboarding ideas off of them. Sometimes just putting things into words can be so helpful. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate that. Again, my name is Greta. I am an intuitive reader. I am getting ready to wrap up my reading. Did anybody have a question that they would like to ask before I let you go? And again, on on Wednesday evenings, I do live water sign readings. So if you're Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, go ahead. Thank you. Just go ahead and tune in next week. I would be very happy to help you find some clarity. If not, these readings are designed to go with your pre-recording readings. And those pre-recorded readings are a little more in-depth and a little more detailed to your unique individual zodiac sign. I do ask you to, or invite you to tune in. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and tune in and ask live next week. Thank you. I really do hope that we get a chance to talk next week. You have a pleasant evening. God bless you.